The Other Side radio show now presents the Mayor's annual New Year's Levy address in its entirety to keep us all informed and connected to our community. Joshua and Jeremy Davis would like to extend a special thank you to the City of Belleville for making this address available for this special broadcast. Here is the Other Side radio show's host, Jeremy Davis.
Hi, friends. As another year comes to a close, I just want to take this opportunity to wish you and your family the happiest and healthiest 2021 that we possibly can have. This past year, we have certainly been through a lot together, and it has not been the year that we expected. However, may this upcoming year be filled with all the love, joy, health, and happiness that one could have, and the promise of a new, greater tomorrow. Together, we will get through our challenges and face a new, prosperous, brighter year together. I also want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for your ongoing support of the Other Side Media Group. From the bottom of my heart, from my family, Joshua, and myself, and tell you the best is yet to come, and together we will continue to make a difference in the lives of others. May God bless you all. We look forward to seeing you in the new year, and take care of yourself and each other.
And now, Belleville Mayor Mitch Panchuk.
Well, hello everyone. A very happy new year to you all. On behalf of everyone on Belleville City Council and the men and women who work for the City of Belleville, we wish you great prosperity and health and happiness in the year 2021, and we wish you on this day a very happy and joyous new year. This is very different. Normally we would be getting together at the Quinney Sports and Wellness Center in large numbers to share best wishes for the new year, and also to get an update on the activities of the previous year, 2020, and then what we can look forward to 2021. But unfortunately, the COVID-19 virus has meant that we cannot gather, and so I appreciate this opportunity to give you a virtual New Year's Levy address, and I look so forward to next year being able to gather again in person and go back to those good ways of community and the spirit that we share as Belleville residents. COVID-19 has been a very stressful and challenging time for all of our residents and our businesses, and indeed the entire world. And I am so proud at how the City of Belleville has responded to dealing with this pandemic. I'm proud of the women and men who work for the city. I'm proud of our residents who have used this opportunity to seek out compassion and assistance and ways to help each other come together as a community and be Belleville strong. We are stronger because we are together in this, and I really am very proud of it. Throughout most of the year of 2020, we had very good results. Our region was not as hard hit as others with respect to outbreaks for that. The latter part of the year, most recently, we've seen those numbers increase. And now we're in the provincial-wide lockdown, and that means that we are almost back to where we were earlier in the spring. But we don't have quite the same number of restrictions. But the same rules apply in the sense of we don't want to have unnecessary travel. We don't want to have get-togethers with anyone outside of your household. Only essential services are available in our community. And it also means that we need to continue to be careful. As I said, stay home if you don't need to go out. If you feel uncertain about your health, and if you're concerned, get tested, and keep practicing all those really good hygiene techniques, which are, social distancing, washing your hands frequently, and if you can't socially distance or if you're indoors, to wear a mask. We have done so well as a region throughout this COVID-19 pandemic, and we need to continue to do well. But we will get through this, and the vaccine will be distributed in the new year. But right now, we need to focus on keeping our numbers down here in our community, and I thank everyone for their cooperation. In spite of the COVID-19 pandemic, we had a number of really important projects for the city of Belleville in 2020. From an engineering side, I think most people have seen the incredible work that was done on the Bell Boulevard widening west of Sydney Street in preparations for a time when Costco will announce their construction and opening of that new facility. The work that was done, not just our staff, but also the construction company, was outstanding, and they were ahead of schedule. And they've now paused. We will return to that project in the spring as they work on the Sydney Street portion of it. But I think everybody that has seen it and driven by agrees that it's a very attractive feature for the city of Belleville, and it's going to make traffic a lot more bearable. But we've also had other projects. We did not stop, as I said. We kept on going. The Avondale Road reconstruction was an excellent progress that was made this year, and it is changed that road, which was for a number of years on the CA list of worst roads in Ontario. So we're happy to see it. It was started. It'll be completed in 2021, but we made excellent progress on that. Off of Avondale Road is the Mahara bike path, which will link the city of Belleville to Loyalist College. We have completed the work on it. The path is ready to go. We are waiting for the lighting and security communication telephones to be installed in the spring. And we also made a contribution of $100,000 to Loyalist College, so that after, on the west end of that path, when residents or students are using that path, there will be a bridge to go over the creek that is just off Avondale Road. And so that is a project that Loyalist College will be starting in 2021, but it'll be a great link for residents and students to be able to incorporate that. And it was a long time coming. In addition, last year we had a wonderful opportunity to finally complete, after decades and decades of discussion and work, a brand new police station. That is on the corner of College Street and Sydney Street, and the Belleville Police Service moved in. It is a wonderful new facility as they continue to do their work to make Belleville the safest community in Ontario. There were also a number of announcements during the year. Certainly we did not slow down, and we continued to work with some of our really important groups. There was information last year regarding the YMCA and having them move to the new fairground, or the fairgrounds property, for a brand new facility, changing the one that they have now on Victoria Avenue. We are still waiting for an announcement by the federal government regarding funding for it. But in the meantime, we had a historic and very successful agreement reached with the Belleville Agricultural Society. The Belleville Agricultural Society has been around since 1820, and in 1821 will celebrate its 200th anniversary, an amazing achievement. And they have been part of the history and the development of Belleville since before we were even a hamlet. So we, as City Council, were so proud to enter into an agreement about the relocation of the Belleville Agricultural Society to a piece of property that we purchased off of Highway 37 by Black Diamond Road. This will allow the Ag Society to start their next 200 years in a new location, away from the residential areas that have built up around them since they've been at that Sydney Street site. But more importantly, it will allow us to redevelop the current fairgrounds property into something better for our residents and for the future of our city. We also completed the purchase of the Hillcrest School and are now going through a process to develop an outdoor recreation center for residents, not just in the Hillcrest community area, but also in the city of Belleville. Last year, we relocated the lawn bowling club there, and we now have so much more space to do so much more for our residents. And we are now going through this process, as I said, of public consultation. But in the meantime, we also did announce the moving of the Children's Safety Village from their current site near the now vacant old police station on Dundas Street. They will be moving to the area where the Hillcrest School once stood. And we have just almost finished the completion of the demolition of that site. And it was delayed a little bit because of some of the materials that were in the school, which required us to demolish it to be able to have it used safely in the future. And we look forward to having more announcements about the relocation of the Children's Safety Village. We want to thank all the volunteers, and particularly the Quinte Home Builders Association, for their support in building and maintaining that facility. 2020 was a year in which we had to pivot, and we could not continue to have the big outdoor events that we've had in recent years. But we still were able to safely have some events, and I was very proud and pleased to recognize the service of former Belleville City Councilors Selma Botnick and Kay Manderville, both with naming of what we call municipal resources. So with Selma Botnick, we renamed the Parkdale Splash Pad area after her, and the bridge that is on the Bayshore Trail, we were able to name that after Kay Manderville. Both these strong women made significant contributions to our city, and these facilities really reflect some of their most passionate interests, and we were grateful to be there with them. This year, one of the many pivots we had to make was with our Christmas lighting display, our seasonal lighting display. And we could not have the big gathering again, we could not have the launch. And I really am proud of the committee that oversees that work, as well as our city staff, for creating a 5-kilometer route where we've spread out those lighting exhibits, and people have really enjoyed not just walking or riding along to see them, but also driving. And we have learned a lot from COVID, and one of the things may be that we will continue to have that lighting display area spread out, and it was a good thing that came from it. One of the highlights for me this last year was certainly the swearing in of our new police chief, Michael Callahan. Mike Callahan was born in Belleville and raised before he moved away. He went on to become a student at Loyalist College in the Police Foundations program, went on to serve for many years with distinction in the Ottawa Police Service, and returned to Belleville a few years ago to become the Deputy Chief Deputy Chief of Police. Well, this year he took the remarkable step of becoming the Chief to replace Ron Gignac, who retired, and we are grateful for his leadership working and moving forward, and for all the work of the men and women who try to keep Belleville as safe as we can be. The Belleville City Council in 2019 started a process to recognize the housing crisis that we have in Belleville. And I am very proud of the fact that the recommendations that came through the Housing Summit were enacted in our new legislation. It took a long time for us to have to go through all the hoops and all the challenges and the bureaucratic and the process requirements in order to be able to provide financial incentives for the construction of new rental accommodation in Belleville, but we've done it. And late last month, Belleville City Council finally approved a new community improvement plan that allows us to legally provide these incentives. At the Housing Summit, we had set a lofty goal of 1,000 new rental units by the year 2025. And I am pleased to report that even without the financial incentives, we already are almost 700 new rental units have been issued permits for in City of Belleville. And so we will be having to revise those numbers upwards, but we are looking forward to making a good contribution and a good benefit for the residents in Belleville and to deal with that housing crisis. The other good news is that many communities are watching us because we took an innovative approach to dealing with this, and we are hoping that the crisis we all experience, not just here in Belleville, but all over Ontario and indeed Canada, will be resolved perhaps by this new idea that Belleville City Council came up with. You know, during COVID, we continued to maintain all the services the city had, including transit services. And we saw stress on our system. Transit is an essential service, and we were committed to maintaining it. But during 2020, we also did a completion of the Robert Ladouceur Transit Terminal in downtown Belleville. And that includes new outdoor washrooms for downtown and is making the downtown core more usable. We also brought in-house our mobility service, meaning that City of Belleville transit operators are now providing that service. And that is something that we felt we needed to do to improve the customer service experience and that service for our residents. In 2020, we finalized an order for 5 brand new buses to replace some of our aging stock, but also to be able to put ourselves in a position to increase the number of routes that we will be having in the future. And we look forward to receiving those buses and introducing them into our fleet. We also did 75 bus stop upgrades throughout the city, where we have shelters and we have pads so that people have an accessible option as they go and catch our transit buses. And we will continue working in 2021 to finish that upgrade of an additional number, I think 10 in the next few weeks in 2021, and then we will end up at somewhere in the vicinity of 150 transit stop shelters in the city of Belleville. And lastly, when it comes to transit, we were really happy to try to use technology, and not just to use our on-demand service that we have, but also a payment app so that people can pay their fares and also buy their passes using this new feature. And it is, we're working through it, but again, all of our departments, including transit, did not stop in 2020. A big part of my campaign in 2018 was about outdoor recreational space for the citizens of Belleville. And 2020 was a year in which we did significant upgrades to having more outdoor facilities for residents and their families to enjoy our beautiful outdoors. And 2021 will be no exception. We will continue to do that. But you know, when we look back at some of the things we did in 2020, the field of ability and a fully accessible playground next to it on Sydney Street will mean so much more for people who have disability challenges, and we are going to be so proud of it. Unfortunately, we could not open the field of ability and the Challenger baseball facility this year because of COVID, but we're looking forward to being able to get it into use in 2021. On the east end of the city, the Stanley Park area that had a playground before but had lost its equipment and there was no funding, we were able to fund the establishment of replacement playground equipment, and what a wonderful facility that is, and it really is the blueprint for us moving forward. While the structures were put in 2020, in 2021 we'll be constructing an eco-friendly parking area so that residents who have mobility issues or may not be from the immediate neighborhood will have somewhere to be able to park safely and be able to access this park. Again, this is the first of this eco-friendly style of parking area that we have done in the city of Belleville, and we are hoping to do much more of it moving forward. Earlier this fall, I was able to join the Rotary Club of Belleville as they recognized their anniversary with the planting of thousands and thousands of trees. They have an event every year along with the folks from the Toronto-Dominion Bank where we plant new trees, and that was no exception, where we planted thousands of trees at Zwick's Park. Earlier in the summer, though, the Rotary Club of Belleville also, as part of their continuing commitment to the city and their contributions, we opened what's called the Fitness Park on Keegan Parkway, just off the Bayshore Trail. And we want to thank the Rotary Club not just for this gift to the city of Belleville, but for their ongoing support and their impact on improving the benefits and the services residents have, and we are grateful for them. While we were doing all of this, we also had brought together a brand new Parks and Open Spaces bylaw, which was the first time that we have completed this review since 1974. Back in 1974, Robin Jeffrey was the mayor of Belleville, and this is the first time that we've done it, and it's providing a blueprint for us moving forward, and we're excited as a council to be able to implement some of those measures and to have received the feedback that we've gotten from residents over what they would like to see in their parks and open spaces. You know, as I said, I talked earlier about the Hillcrest School, and we really see that as a unique opportunity to be able to create a center of outdoor activities, and we appreciate everyone's input, and we'll be rolling some of those plans out shortly. But we are excited about that. We are excited about making sure that when the province of Ontario undertakes the widening of the 401 through Belleville, that we will have safe, accessible linkage for active transportation. So for people who want to ride their bicycles or walk or run or rollerblade, they'll be able to get over the 401 safely and open up a whole network and a pathway, a system of paths in Thurlow Ward that will allow us to take advantage of the outdoor amenities that are there. In 2021, we will also be constructing a dog park, an off-leash dog park facility in Thurlow Ward, just at the Maitland and Farnham Road area on land that the city purchased. And this will be the first facility of its type other than the Zwick's Park dog park that we have now down south of Dundas Street. And so it's, again, a commitment of trying to enhance the services that we provide to the residents of our Thurlow Ward and to give more of our dog owners an opportunity to enjoy their animals. And lastly, I do want to point out that we did full upgrades to 2 ball diamonds at Thurlow Park on Harmony Road this year, and we are looking forward to seeing more happen there. Lastly, I just want to talk about some of the work that we've done in the industrial and the business community. While we continue to push forward with development and in some ways record interest in the city of Belleville, we also welcome many new businesses to the community. Certainly COVID has had a negative impact, but it's also provided opportunities. And I congratulate those new businesses that have come to Belleville and have opened, and I wish them much success as we move forward. 2020 taught us many things, as I said: compassion, resilience, love for one another, but it also taught us the importance of partnerships. And I want to thank all of our elected representatives at all levels of government: Derek Sloan, Neil Ellis, Todd Smith, and Daryl Cramp, for their work in helping the city of Belleville achieve funding for our important initiatives and our priorities, but also being there and helping Belleville deal with the COVID-19 times. We are stronger when we are all working together, and I think 2020 has shown us that we can be successful, and it points the way for us in 2021 to continue that work. Your Belleville City Council has been working very hard for the residents of Belleville since we've been elected, and we have seen tremendous progress and accomplishments, but we are not done yet. And 2021, regardless of what COVID is going to throw at us or other challenges and opportunities, is going to be a good year. We mourn the loss of many of our important citizens in the year 2020, but we know that they want us to continue moving forward. And one of those losses includes former councillor Patricia Culhane, who passed away suddenly and left a big void at Belleville City Council. And we will, in 2021, replace her vacant seat and move forward as a city council. And again, we are committed to continuing the work and the progress for the city of Belleville, and we appreciate all the support and the assistance that we've gotten for our residents. Well, this is a New Year's address at the levee like no other. I am here in the historic City Hall chambers of Belleville City Council, where we sit around this table and consider and make decisions for the future of our community. And for the first time since 1998, we will be doing some renovations here at Belleville City Council to make it more accessible, which is obviously our requirements under the law, but to also make it more technologically supportive for residents. So, we've seen an introduction of live streaming, and we're seeing more communication between elected officials, particularly myself, and residents. But you're also going to see electronic voting and other improvements that will be happening at Belleville City Council to support the democratic process that we are all involved in. Again, we don't do this by ourselves. We are supported by a wonderful group of women and men who work for the city of Belleville and led by CEO Rod Bove. I want to wish them, as well as all of my colleagues on Belleville City Council, a very, very happy New Year. We look forward to working with them, and we look forward to working with you. All the best to you and your family. From my family to yours, I wish you lots of health, happiness, and prosperity, and may 2021 be the best year we've ever seen in Belleville.
The Other Side Radio Show is a production of the Other Side Media Group in association with 91X. Copyright 2021, all rights reserved. You can connect on Facebook at The Other Side Media Group, Instagram at Jeremy Tyler Davis, or on YouTube at Jeremy T. Davis, Belleville, Ontario, for on-demand episodes and more. Tune in next week for another episode of The Other Side Radio Show.